Hey guys, I'm back, and I do mean back. Back by popular demand. Today we're going to be making the big dogs. We'll be making some beer brats. You will need the ingredients that you see here. I of course have some original uncooked brats. I got some brat buns. Got a couple of veggies, red and green bell pepper. I have a leftover Italian onion. We're going to be using some black pepper, garlic powder, and we're going to be using Bud Light as our beer. I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands and let's get started. Okay guys, as always, you want to wash your veggies, and I have a leftover bell pepper that I'm going to use for this video, and I'm just cutting strips long ways so that they can hang on top of the brat. I'm also taking a leftover, I have a Italian onion, and I'm going to be cutting it into slices. You definitely want to get you some veggies for this dish. It will definitely give the sweetness and that crunch once you bite into that mushy big brat. So get you some veggies. You can even use the yellow bell pepper or the orange. It's whatever you decide. Let me know in the comment section, when is the last time you had a nice beer brat at the house. Alright, and now the same thing with the red bell pepper. I'm going to cut into it. This one is a fresh one that I bought. And I'm also going to cut these the long ways. And I'm going to cut about maybe 10 or 11 strips. Again, just enough to sit on top of the brat. And we're going to saute these. We're going to saute these on the grill with a little butter and some seasoning so that it'll taste amazing. But I'm also going to use a little bit of the onions that are going to marinate in the pot with the beer brats and the beer. So I'll show you guys that in a second. Alright guys, so get you a pot to the stove, and you're going to take your beer of choice. I've chose to use Bud Light. And we're going to take the Bud Light, we're going to take our onions that we sliced up, and we're going to add it to the beer. And then we're going to season it as well. We're going to use some black pepper, and we're going to also use some garlic powder, and we're going to stir that well and bring it to a boil. You want this to become to a boil, roiling, and then you're going to add your meat. You want to make sure you get the salt and the garlic pepper and everything incorporated into your brat, because this is what the flavor is going to soak up. So make sure everything is stirred in well. And once it starts to boil, you can go in and start adding your brats. Alright, so I'm adding my brats now. Guys, I'm using raw brats. They are not pre-cooked. I don't know how long it will take to cook a cooked brat already. So just be mindful of that. If it's already cooked, it may not need to take the full 15 minutes that I use for my raw brats. So just keep that in mind. If you're making this recipe, this one is for uncooked brats. As you can see, I added some more beer and some more seasonings, because once you add more, you need to add more seasonings. You want to make sure that the beer is covering your brat. So since it wasn't covering, I went ahead and just added more beer and seasoning. Now you want to cook these for 15 minutes, and I will show you what they look like once they've finished after this 15 minutes. One ingredient I forgot to mention is that we will be using some spicy brown mustard. Alright guys, are you still with me? It's been 15 minutes and my brats has been boiling. As you can see, some of the alcohol has rendered off. And this is what it should look like after 15 minutes once it's done. You can tell that it's about done once it starts to pierce. And it has also turned this kind of off opaque color. So from both sides you can see it's piercing, so that will let you know and indicating that it's done. If this is your first time to the party, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time the fun begins. All right, so the brats are done. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and eat them as they are. But I personally, I like to throw them on a grill and give them a little bit of color along with toast my bun and saute those veggies. I just like to throw everything on the grill and give it that grill taste. So that's what we're gonna do here. But if you don't, feel free to omit this and you can just saute up your veggies and add them on top of your brat. So I'm going in with about a tablespoon of butter and I'm gonna give it a little bit of oil. I'm going to use some vegetable oil just so that my butter don't burn. And then I'm going to take those brats and I'm going to lay them on their sides on the grill. Now, I have my grill on very low. One thing about brats is that if they are cooked too high and too fast, they will burst, and you don't want it to burst. If it bursts, it's just going to let out all that flavor and juice that you just spent your time trying to marinate. So don't do this on a very high temperature. Have it very low and let it just gradually get its color up in time. As you can see, I've added my veggies and I'm going to saute them with a little black pepper for taste. And then I'm going in with those onions from your beer concoction. Yes, do not forget about those. Those have amazing flavor and just add also to the tang of your beer brats. Now, these beer brats should take maybe about 4 to 5 minutes per side to get their color. You're looking for that dark brown color that you see here on each side. I'm going to let them cook on the other side for about 4 or 5 minutes. And then when I come back, I'm going to try to stand them up so that they can get some color on their back. All right, so I've taken my bread off the grill. It's nice, toast, and crispy. And as you can see, we got our brown color on both sides. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the edge of my grill here to try to stand them up so that I can give them some color on the back. I like them brown all the way over and really dark. You can see our veggies to our left are nice and crispy and sauté. I'm also going to go ahead and remove those off the grill. And I'm going to give those about 4 or 5 minutes on their backs to get some color. And then they're pretty much done here. I'll show you guys the final look. All right, it's been about 4 minutes and they've gotten some color on their back. It smells amazing in here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my grill off and we're gonna go ahead and put this thing together. All right, so my toasted bun, I'm gonna go ahead and start to dress it. I'm gonna take one of my brats. We're gonna set it in the middle and then we're going and add our veggies on top. Every color you can think of is going on the sides and on top. And then we're going to top it off with some spicy brown mustard. If you don't have any spicy brown, regular mustard will do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment and tell me what you think and how you like to do your beer brats. It looks and smells so good. I can't wait to take a bite of this. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Share this video with anybody you know that is trying to learn how to make beer brats. Subscribe to the channel and share. And I'll see you guys in the next video.